Sometimes, wandering the halls, you notice the clean, glistening steel of the station. Inevitably, one by one, the crew's transported in. Nano-Trazin's finest. I believe some are paid in booze. Maybe that's just the assistants. Then, as the engineers begin their work powering the station, the clown slips on a banana. As he honks his bike horn, his momentum throws the unwitting engineer into the equipment, loosing the singularity which tears the ship in half. Usually, as he explodes from the vacuum of space, the clown smiles. Sometimes everyone on the station dies from viral farts. This is why, after many trips as the captain, I decided to throw myself into space. What I didn't know was that Nano-Trazin's tech would resurrect me as a ghost. I wish I would have read my contract closer. I should have known when they screwed me so bad on vacation hours. I mean, 1 week every 5 years? I guess, then, this is more or less my journal of gripes. If I find a way to haunt this conglomeration of idiocy, then that is icing on my cake. But for now, since I have the time, I'll take self-important complaining. I don't know why the station is always late to start up, but it's probably the same reason why I find half-read instruction manuals strewn about engineering, which is why only a third of the toilets flush. Of course, you get one head engineer whose main concern tends to be his shock-proof gloves, which, to be fair, get stolen a lot, but isn't necessarily as important as properly setting up the SMEs. The problem is multiplied by the fact that most of the engineers would rather set up a flashing disco floor in the bar than make sure atmospherics is powered properly. I mean, it's just there, right? You know how I know I'm right? People are already yelling for the power to be hooked up. Mind you, shock sticks would work before relying on anyone responding to their headset. Those who know how to work them, that is. Looks like the quartermaster and the detective are finally reporting in. That's as helpful as replacing your ear with a finger to block dangerous eye pokes from a mischievous clown. The head engineer did take the time to teach his parrot to smoke, though. That's adorable. Already, the new captain, some young punk out of Aeronautics Academy, is trying to motivate the crew on a new shift with an announcement. Really? I can tell because he's screaming something about maymays or memes, whatever they're called, trying to rally the crew together. Trying to get just enough authority to squeeze as much plasma collection together as possible. Little does he know, being the boss doesn't make you the one in charge. Some authority is based on the AI controlling the station. It depends, mostly, on whether it does small things like let the clown into the janitor closet, or try to kill the entire station crew by releasing explosive plasma gas into the station. Oh look, it's not just a regular AI, artificial intelligence. It's a clown, also. See, a rogue intelligence will try to kill you. A clown will slip you the banana peel first. It's hard to build stability and enforce a strict work structure when Honkbot 3000 keeps getting programmed to help humans with their fear of heights by removing the floor. When it happens at all, it's happening too much. But it actually happens less because of the head of personnel restricting access. The most important weapon in the HOP arsenal, besides a stun grenade, is the word no, and all the colorful ways to use it for effect. The ability to jam up anyone's ambitions with paperwork comes in a close second. This is also why I used to remind the head that I had full authorization to hit anyone, anytime, with whatever instrument I deemed worthy. I also try to remind them not to give out maintenance access lightly. Aside from whiny engineers complaining of the long walk for supplies when assistants have stripped maintenance bare, it tends to be a breeding ground for bad ideas like using wrenches and metal sheets to reroute the disposal pipes to make slides around the station. While this can also cause frustrated botness to create carnivorous weeds that take over the station in a fit of rage, it gives us options when the meat supply runs out and the prison is full. Did I mention early in my career I started carrying Jonathan Swift novels? Well, when I mentioned it to the station psychologist, he was initially disgusted until, of course, A, our computed calculated hunger levels dropped to red, and B, the clown decided it was hilarious to sew a wireless fart maker into her couch.
Oh, great! A space blob is taking over, of all things, the laundry room. Yes, keep shooting it. This has always worked. The inability for anyone to understand you need to kill the blob with fire is the reason why I used to curl up in a ball during certain anime. Even thinking of tentacles makes me queasy. I spent several space dollars from petty cash on station psychologists. Yes, you heard me right. Space dollars. Nano Trazen thinks that's cute. The saying, kill it with fire, comes to mind. Whether it be the blob, the clown, or the red-headed stepchild who is on the floor on fire. Most likely, because 3 people are dealing with the problem, while the rest of the station is drunk off beefy smashes or dining on a kebab and raffle waffles. Reminds me of a chef I used to call Pockets. Spoiler alert, he's dead. To be more accurate, last seen 3 stations ago, bloody-nosed, rounding a corner flinging droplets of flammable plasma chemical off of his clothes as my split personality may have screamed, "The baker will become the baked!" down the corridor. At this point, my psychotic breakdowns had become so regular we called them psychotic whoopsie-daisies. Reports allege that I may have been in possession of a welding torch. Anyways, we called him Pockets because nothing short of nuclear bomb warnings, or shortbread, would get him to move his hands out of his pants and become slightly more useful than an inanimate carbon rod. Mind you, I actually witnessed him give details on the stitch pattern of his station-issued boots while walking face first into automatic doors. As an idiot savant, he accidentally tricked a motion-activated auto door into not opening. I've also seen Chef Pockets McTurbobrain nervously scratch his sideburns to follow up a funny joke by someone else, as people scream by him, chased by a gigantic, corridor-filling, plasma-fueled fireball. I wasn't sad to find out that the corner he wheezed around was in the path of the singularity, which had started opening up the station to the vacuum of space. Somewhere, in the vast dark coldness of space, Pocket's corpse is likely floating around along idly like a leaf in the breeze, except turned inside out with his head, poetically, turned up his butt. At least the botanist is less of a dim bulb, maybe attacking the blob helplessly with a crowbar, but it's something more than nothing. Also, the research director is such a weirdo that he apparently isolated the cross-dressing gene. Not the Hulk strength or super intelligence gene which would save us from the blob and the multiple catastrophes that always blow up the station. No. The thongs on dudes gene. It's just weird because it wasn't the 5th thing on the importance list. It was number 1. At least if you survive, and
make it to the escape pod, or become resurrected as a ghost, you can get away from the station. Hopeful that in the next one, you will not be such an effective idiot magnet.